Hi all, Maurice Kogan again, back with the answer to question 29 of the 64 questions in my PDF document, Questions and Answers for Exporters and Export Counselors. In my previous video, I covered how to find foreign buyers for your export products. In this video, I'll deal with how to find foreign agents or distributors for your export products. For SME exporters targeting specific markets, the most recommended distribution strategy is to appoint a good agent or a distributor to represent you in each market. An agent or distributor should not be viewed as just another added layer of cost. They know their home markets, who's who in your industry, the culture, regulations, and how best to develop and sustain your export sales. They can save you the hassle of looking for buyers yourself and can also protect you from cultural, regulatory, or other missteps you might make as a market newcomer. If you opt for an agent distributor over direct sales to buyers or setting up a sales office or joint venture in the country, your first question is, should it be an agent or a distributor? Both represent you, but they differ in how they're compensated and the level of support they can provide. Agents are more pass-through. Distributors typically buy your product at a distributor discount and resell to buyers at a markup. More importantly, distributors can usually also stock your product, train users, and provide installation, repair, and other after-sales services. If your product doesn't require after-sales support, an agent would be the most cost-effective. If you need more heavy lifting, you want a distributor, not an agent. However, not just any agent or distributor will do. It's crucial to find the right rep for each market. You're relying on them to bring you sales and avoid costly mistakes. If they don't perform well, you could be stuck with them indefinitely. In some countries, you cannot easily terminate an agent-distributor relationship. So carefully evaluate prospects and select the most likely best performers. Look for these 5 qualities in particular. 1, experience. Who has a solid track record as an agent or distributor, expertise in your product area, and strong connections in the user community? 2, capabilities. Who can support your product in the way you require? For example, promote, stock, train users, install and service equipment, etc. 3, motivation. Who is enthusiastic about your product, able and willing to give it priority, and not so overloaded that you would get short shrift even with good intentions? 4, loyalty. Who would stick with you and not jump to a competing supplier if that seemed more promising? 5, reputability. Who has a good reputation in the industry and has positive bank and trade references? You can try to find interested, qualified, and reputable prospects on your own. However, do-it-yourself searching can be frustrating and costly without solid leads or recommendations. Among options, you can look in directories of foreign importers, distributors, but those listed are just names. They're not necessarily interested or reputable. You could ask other U.S. companies that export complementary, not competing products, if they could share names of their distributors in a particular country. A better way might be to use a rep find service. If your state has its own office in your target country, they might offer such a service for state residents. Alternatively, the U.S. Department of Commerce has 2 fee-based rep find services: International Partner Search, IPS, and Gold Key service. In both cases, before committing to an IPS or Gold Key, your local USIAC will arrange a Zoom call with the in-country trade specialist who would conduct the search. This call will explore your likely export potential in the market and whether an IPS or Gold Key would even be worth pursuing. You pay the fee only if you decide to proceed with the service. If so, the trade specialist will identify a number of qualified prospects that have expressed interest in representing you based on details you will have provided about your export product and market objectives. With the IPS, you get a report listing the interested prospects and their opinions about your market potential. You can follow up directly with each prospect without traveling to the target country. With the Gold Key, you get the same names, but you go to the country for prearranged face-to-face meetings with each prospect. The trade specialist who conducted the search will accompany you and translate as needed. Check with your local UCAC for the current fees for these services. In most cases, these fees can be covered by step grants from your state. These rep buying services generally do find interested, qualified, and reputable prospects, but you should further vet them to make sure they can do what you need before you make a final selection. At a minimum, you can ask for bank and trade references. You can also purchase a company background report from fee-based sources such as D&B International or COFAS. These generally look at a company's financials or credit worthiness, not its effectiveness as an agent or distributor. For a more complete picture of a company's bona fides, you can use the Commerce Department's International Company Profile service. The ICP verifies not just the financials, but the company's likely suitability as your potential agent or distributor. Well, that's it for finding and vetting potential agents and distributors. The next video will deal with agent-distributor agreements, specifically why you need one with your chosen agent or distributor and what provisions and protections you would seek in such agreements. Until then, thanks for listening.